When I first placed a trade, I believed my edge would be my strategy, indicators, patterns, algorithms. I believed the setup itself was the source of my success. But that was a child's belief, one born from the illusion that control lies outside of us. I learned the truth not from profits, but from pain, from losses that were not caused by flawed logic, but by a flawed mind, by exits that came too early, entries that came too late, revenge trades, missed stops, over leverage. Not because the strategy failed, because I did. You see, any strategy can work. Moving averages, Fibonacci zones, price action, liquidity traps, they all hold fragments of truth. But truth without discipline is like fire without control. It will burn you. In the early years, I rewrote my strategy dozens of times, changed time frames, changed indicators, added complexity, hoping complexity would mask my impatience. It never did. One day, after a series of losing trades, none of which followed my own rules, I walked away from the screen and sat in silence. No charts, no analysis, just breathe. Reflection. And I asked myself the one question most traders fear to ask. If I followed this exact plan for the next 100 trades, would I trust myself to execute it without deviation? The answer was no. I didn't have a strategy problem. I had a self-control problem. Discipline is the act of consistency in the absence of emotion. It is showing up when excitement has faded. It is staying flat when the setup is not there. It is accepting a loss without shame, a win without ego. On the 5-minute chart, time moves fast. Signals appear and vanish. Price seduces you to enter early, exit late. The market rewards randomness just enough to trap the undisciplined. But the disciplined trader, he waits. His weapon is not speed, it is silence. One candle does not define the trend. One trade does not define the trader. And no result can replace a clear mind. Discipline is the quiet voice that says, do it right, even when no one sees. I remember a time I passed on 5 trades in a row. All of them looked decent. None met my risk criteria. I felt the urge. I felt the FOMO. But I stayed still. The 6th trade was perfect. Not because it won, but because I was finally aligned with my system, my mindset, and my peace. If you only trade when it feels good, you will only grow when it hurts. Discipline isn't the lack of emotion, it's mastery over it. The monk does not deny the storm, he watches it pass. So ask yourself, are you a trader or a gambler in disguise? Is your strategy truly failing you, or are you failing your strategy? Write your rules, then follow them as if your future depends on it. Because it does. Every pip, every position, every pause, it all counts. Discipline will not give you instant results. It will give you something better. Control, clarity, freedom, a mind untangled from the noise. And when the market is chaotic, a disciplined mind is your only edge. You came here for a better trading strategy, but what you need is a better inner strategy. Discipline is not something you apply to the charts. It is something you become. One breath, one rule, one trade at a time. If this message found you in the middle of a storm or in silence between the trades, subscribe to Walk This Path with me. Leave a comment with the words, I follow the rules. And remember, the market may test your patience, but only you can fail your discipline.